Will you join me on the beach here in North Berwick at 9:15 on Saturday morning, the third round of the Open Championship. The first players teed off about half an hour ago, Shingo Katayama and Richard Sterney, and they were among those extremely thankful that Camilo Villegas and John Wade mucked up the last few holes to allow the +8s to get in. Now, among those on +8 were Paul Lawrie and Richie Ramsey, so two more Scots to make it through to the final weekend action. Paul Lawrie may even have been already on his way back up to Aberdeen because that was a very late move that the +8s got in. And among those also to just scrape home were young Jimmy Mullen, the amateur from Devon. He made a fantastic birdie at the last, probably hit the best shot of the day to about 3 feet to just make himself really safe and got himself back to +7. Now there's a big battle for the silver amateur medal this week. He's on the same score as another player, Matthew Fitzpatrick, so one of those two is going to walk off with one of the most treasured amateur prizes in world golf. At the very top end of the leaderboard, it's packed with big names. The Scottish hopes rest on Martin Laird's shoulders, possibly. He's in the third to last group off with Dustin Johnson, and ahead of him a real stellar cast of Westwood, Woods, Stenson and Jimenez, making up the last four who'll go off at just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, I sat in on Miguel Jimenez's press conference yesterday, and to describe it as entertaining would be a mild understatement, and a real relief for the journalists who have to sit through some fairly uninteresting press conferences sometimes. As for the course, it played harder yesterday than it had done on Thursday. The lead score came down from 5 under to just 3 under. The top half of the leaderboard is very tightly packed, and if things go as they have done the first 2 days, with the course playing harder later on in the day, so earlier starters get a bit of a benefit, then someone from off the pace could well make a significant move today. We've lost the sunshine temporarily. The breeze is probably as it was yesterday, not too strong, but in the first 2 days it's got stronger as the day has gone on, so the later starters may well find it tough going late on. The 15th hole yesterday took over lead honours for hardest hole on the course, and that was despite it playing downwind yesterday. It actually played harder yesterday than it had the first day when it was playing into the wind. Now, if you're looking for one key clue as to who might triumph on Sunday, well, putting it could well hold the key on greens that have been tricky and occasionally criticised by some of the players for some of the pin positions, but it may surprise you to learn that the most successful putters in terms of one-putting the greens are currently Lee Westwood and Tiger Woods. They've one-putted 18 times in the first 2 rounds each. So, for those of you really wanting Lee Westwood to finally cross that major hurdle and bag one of these 4 big titles, maybe this weekend it will finally happen.